Hello, I'm Joey, the better half of the unhappy couple. We do reactions to trailers and hopefully down the line some other content, but for now I want to stray away from the norm and try something a little different. Batman. The Cape Crusader, the Dark Knight, the world's greatest detective, Gotham's defender. Oh Batsy. So I am going to do a series on Batman called the BatCave Reactions, where I will cover all Batman content, from films to comics, animated series, animated movies, and video games. So, whether you're new to Batman yourself or know everything there is to know, please join me, especially if you're the latter, so you can school me, correct me, and give me great suggestions if I'm not following the right order of comic reads or other Batman material. Either way, let's get started. What have I watched? So I've seen Batman Beyond when I was younger, but only a few episodes I think, and I do not remember a single thing about it. I've seen the Batman Tim Burton movie, the first one, but do not remember the story at all. I've seen all Christopher Nolan movies, some more than once. I agree with the majority of people that believe The Dark Knight is one of the best comic book movies ever, and Heath Ledger's performance as Joker is phenomenal. We'll get more into that when we watch the film. I've seen The Joker starring Joaquin Phoenix. Absolutely love that movie. And I think in doing that movie, Warner Bros. Really, I think that's where it kind of greenlighted the new Batman that's going to come out. I've seen all the new DCU movies that are out till this day. And yeah, we'll get more into that whenever we reach that part of, basically 2016 and up. So, I've seen an interesting video on YouTube not too long ago called Batman Does Not Kill by the High Top Films YouTube channel. Well, it was just on like recommendations or something. As I watched it, I came to the conclusion that I was not a real Batman fan. Not like these guys. Some people have been fans since it began over 50 years ago, and a lot of fans who have read all the comics. I didn't understand the hate when Affleck was announced to play Batman. I was fresh out of school and going to the military. I only knew Batman from the Christopher Nolan movies, and I was young and naive. There's fans out there I didn't know about. And with different adaptations being made of the Cape Crusader, fans are going to be upset. Because yes, there's a lot of comics and films and animated series done over the Dark Knight, but usually the character of Bruce Wayne is always done the same. There's a code, a set of rules, a standard of what the character is. Now, I've been wanting to play the games and watch all the old movies for a while, keeping a Batman series for YouTube in the back of my mind. Better late than never, I guess. With the Batman starring Robert Pattinson coming out, or as the fans have coined him, Batterson, I even was a little hesitant. Robert Pattinson? You mean the guy from Twilight? And then on my marathon of A24 films me and my wife were watching, I discovered Robert Pattinson through movies such as Good Times, High Life, and one of my all-time favorites, The Lighthouse. Robert has come a long way, and I love his approach to characters. I was like, okay, I'm excited now to see him as the Batman. But now I've been hearing things and seeing articles on the Batman comics this film may be taking inspiration from. I know nothing about. So I thought it'd be a great idea to dive into the world of Batman, canon or not, but mostly canon, and discover who Batman and Bruce Wayne really are. Know every little detail about the lore, so I won't miss anything in the new film. And yes, I could just do this all by myself, but I thought, why not share it with the fans? Whether it be someone like me who doesn't really know anything about the lore and can discover it through these videos with me, to the fans that know everything and would love to see a fellow nerd discover the beautiful story of the Bat, Gotham's Cape Crusader. The biggest thing I want to do with this, besides expand my knowledge for the upcoming film, is to see how my mindset changes on Batman. Who he is, what he believes in, and what he is capable of doing. Right now, I believe he is an upset on the state of Gotham. A criminal murdered his family, and the city of Gotham is basically a cesspool of dirty individuals, corruption in politics and police, and wacky villains ever since. Is it because of Batman that these villains show up? Orphan boy who is filthy rich. Wealth I don't think ever made him oblivious to the struggles of everyday man. He has a moral compass and has tested himself through many trials to become his better self, like I've seen in the Nolan movies. He believes that Gotham is corrupt. He tries his best to fix this. He believes that all people may have good in them. I don't know where I'm getting that from, but I think that's why he never kills the Joker or anyone else. I may be completely wrong. But he doesn't use guns, I think. Doesn't kill people, and he always is trying to do the right thing. Which, if you have a great story, the right thing is always blurred. In real life, it's not a black and white hero and villain story. There's gray areas and sometimes compromises that need to be made. Also have seen this in the Nolan movies. I've seen it in a great comic book movies such as The Watchmen, The Boys, and Invincible. Also the Marvel movies. That leads me into what is he capable of doing. In the video I mentioned, the author was mad because Batman killed people. In my honest opinion, I believe sometimes that line has to be crossed. Depending on the circumstances, he mentions that Batman kills the bad guys, and in doing so, that makes him no better than the bad guys himself. I disagree on this, and no matter what, my mind will not change on the subject in general. But we're talking about Batman here. Now, maybe discovering the character will change my mind. Superman killed Zod in The Man of Steel. A lot of people didn't like that. Batman killed in Batman vs. Superman. People didn't like that. So I'm going to dig in and find out what Batman is truly capable of. Where does he draw the line? And what is he willing to sacrifice? I think in Batman vs. Superman, one of the main story arcs was that Robin died. And I think it was from the hands of the Joker. Especially we've seen the scene in the Zack Snyder's, the Snyder Cut that came out. He even pretty much brags to Batman about him killing Robin. So if something like that does happen, what is Batman willing to do in some of these comics or other things that I haven't seen? Where does he break? Does he break? I don't know. That's what we're here to find out. I will be going in the series alone without the wife. She will join in later for the films, but I just know she doesn't want to cover like all the comics and the animated series and all the video games. But who knows? Maybe she'll make guest appearances. I will post this video separately, and then immediately after we'll post the first video and the BatCave reactions covering the first film made in 1943. See you there.